Well, welcome to part 2 of building the rig stroke antenna switch, and I'm sure there are many out there that will say, and you are welcome to it. Right, I think the first thing we'll do, this little switch, so it's 12 position, it's only cheap, I think it was $2 or something. 12 position switch. So first thing we'll do is, just because it's sitting there for any other reason with regard constructing the thing, so you take those off. That little ring there has got a peg on it, and in here is a row of holes. In there's a row of holes around there. So we're only interested in 4 positions, so we'll go back to position 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't want it to go any further than that, so look inside the switch. So if I put that on to position 5, which I think is that one, like that, that should be the 4 positions. Okay, now I'm just going to do the nut up just to see if once it's seated in there, that will give me my 4 positions. Yeah, I don't know. I just had no idea that amateur radio. I've had an amateur radio license since 1981. I had no idea that amateur radio was so much fun until now. Okay, so that's position 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it needs to go. It needs to go 2 holes anti-clockwise. So I look in there. What did I set it to? Getting old, that's what it is. Can't see the correct position. There we go. Right. Now that should be 4. If it worked properly the first time, it wouldn't be amateur radio, would it? Let's face it. Okay, so position 1, 2, 3, 4, and it won't go any more. Okay, so that is now a 4 position switch, because we're going to put 4 relays in it. I know I only showed 3 on the drawing, but you got the gist of it. It'll be exactly the same, but with 4 relays. Right, now positioning the relays. We'll position the relays so that, let's see, which would be the easiest way to position these relays? Probably the easiest way would be like that, because we're wiring the common to the socket, and we're also wiring the normally open to a socket. So it'd be good if the contacts were on that side. So it may be that the relays should be staggered, possibly. So you'd have one there, and then sort of one there, and then one there, and then one there, and then one there, and then one there, like that. But I'll see how they measure up. Now I got this the other day from the local electronics store, which I thought was quite useful. It's got different measuring scales on each facet, apart from that one. It's also got a spirit level, so if you happen to be up on the roof playing around with your antennas, and you need something to be level, or you're remotely interested in anything being level, you don't have to climb all the way down to get your spirit level. You can just stick that on it. It's also got a tap thing, a little rubber tap thing that you can use for tapping on people's foreheads. Well, you can use it on your iPhone. It's got a screwdriver that you can turn around. It's got a Phillips. If you can see, that's a flat. You can turn that around. It's got a Phillips on the other end. So, and it's also a pen. You can actually write with it, which is a sort of novel idea really, with a pen I suppose. Might catch on, who knows. There we go, and you can write with it. So using the minimal amount of bits and pieces, let's just see if we can sort of measure it up using this thing. So how wide is the relay? Use the centimetre scale. I think, being in Australia, I'm automatically drawn to inches, even though I've lived in Australia for 20 years. Okay, so it is 50 millimeters, so 5 centimeters. how wide is our box? Our box is 100, yeah, okay, so it's 150, so we're not going to get 4, so we're not going to get 4 in a line, not going to get 4 in a line there, so we're going to have to stagger the relays to put 4 in there. So what I'll do is I'll have 2 and 2, so the holes are going to be, what are the holes? The hole centres will be, look at that, 45. That's quite a convenient measurement, isn't it? So we've got hole centres of 45 millimeters, and we'll have two lines of relays, and we're going to have a cable coming through there. So probably not a good idea to do this really. It's probably the best way to do this. The best way to do this is to have all 4 relays, then just put them in there and then just mark the holes. I think is going to be the easiest way to do this. So we'll leave that till next time, and I'll pick up the other 3 relays in the meantime, and we'll proceed with putting the sockets on. Now, to put the sockets on, we'll just take the securing nut and the solder tag ring off. Now I've got to look over this, which is not going to be terribly easy, but anyway, so get an idea of the hole centres, just to get an idea of the hole centres. Okay. Now what we'll do with the corner one, or what we'll do with the antenna one rather, is put it in the corner, somewhere like that, rather than there. So we'll have these 4 here like this. We'll have the antenna one somewhere like that. So that centre there will be the same distance as that centre there. So then if we expand it, if we want to put any more relays in there, we can put the other ports on. We haven't got a bloody great hole in the middle of this useful part of the panel here. So we'll just we'll see what sort of measurements we need for that. With our handy pen. That's the problem when you're spoilt for choice with measurements, isn't it? So it looks like 20 millimeters would be a pretty good, yeah, 20, or was it 25? I can't imagine it getting too crowded, we'll make it 25. So we'll make that 25, okay. And then what sort of distance apart for the centres? And this is where you might run into a problem actually with your measuring, with your deluxe measuring pen. So yeah, maybe we should use a ruler for that after all. Actually, we can measure it from here. So if I put that there and then go to there, so 25 looks like 25. So 25 in, 25 up. And that's 5, 10, 20, another 25 there. Yeah. So 25 looks like a pretty good measurement for that. So that's 5, that's 10, that's 20. It might be just a little close together. No, it's not. Okay, so 25 in, 25 up for the first one, another 25 up for the second one. So that should be fairly easy to mark out. And we'll have the others as 25 over and then 25 up again. And then I'll go and drill the holes. We'll have the other one 25 in, 25 down in that corner there. Okay, so I'll go and drill those holes. I'm sure you don't want to watch me make a complete hash of that. And you can rely on my honesty. In part 3, I'll let you know if this is in fact the same enclosure, or whether I've had to go and buy another one. Thank you for watching.